Hi, this is Dido and you're watching Made in Music.
Nothing will last for me if I don't believe in love.
So 5 years have passed since your last album, Life for Rent, and so with the new one is a safe trip home. We just want to know if there is something new, interesting in your sound in general.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that I've done something new because, you know, as an artist, that's what I'm always trying to do is you know, push myself and push the music I make. And, you know, I think I will never know what people hear when they listen to what I do, but I was definitely intending to. I wanted to make a record that referenced more. I'd been touring for a few years before I made the record, and I wanted to do something that was more live and try and recreate what I love about electronic music, but using all live instruments. And so if I wanted, you know, usually where I would have sampled a drum loop, I would go to the source and actually get the drummers in that we would have sampled, or you know, if I wanted a string sound, I get an orchestra, or you know, bells, or what, you know, whatever. So I definitely sort of made an effort to change the sound and push myself a bit through it.
Are you satisfied with this new album?
I love it. I mean, I won't ever put a record out that I don't feel proud of or don't love. You know, it's, I still enjoy listening to it. It's got a lot of, you know, some really happy memories and some sad memories, and you know, but it's for me, it's a very, probably even more so, you know, personal record.
So maybe it's just also it's the best record, can be the best record from you.
I don't know. I mean, I hope.
Or maybe your favorite one.
At the moment, it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
You know, that's because it's new.
Okay. In general, it's your relationship with technology is good. I mean, you.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and I listen. I think that the internet is you know, is brilliant, because I mean, I love going on and you know, you're listening to one song and then you can find other things. You know, it's like you go on this journey, and you can just go on forever, just discovering new music and old music that you've never heard before. And I mean, it's just brilliant, you know. But I think there's a flip side to everything like that. It's a little too good to be true, and there's an element of the internet where, you know, and I think the same with just news. You know, we read news on the internet and we think that there's facts in front of us. You know, we believe in the facts of what we're reading, but so much of it isn't fact. And then you sort of think, well, I wonder later whether my children would be thinking something is history that isn't history. You know, it's actually, the facts are all getting distorted over time. And so I think there's a flip side to everything. I think it's exciting, and I'm always on my computer and I'm always looking for music, and I love it, you know. But I think it's that you know, people need to be responsible with their reaction to it, and the record company needs to react to it in a way that doesn't denigrate music.
Are you interested also in what people write about you on the net, reviews and articles about your music, or you just don't care?
I go on, you know, I go and answer questions on my website and do that, and we sort of made these films for another website, and I love building up, you know, more and more sort of creative moments on the internet, because I think it's such a great place to do things that are a little bit more, you know, just experiment, and you can just try something and see what happens, and so I love, you know, that we can have such direct contact with people that actually listen to your music, you know, because previous to that you would have contact at a gig or contact through the press, which isn't really, you know, it's not as direct as actually answering a question from someone who's listened to your music for 10 years and has a, you know, a cool question.
But do you follow your, for example, your MySpace page personally? You reply
no, more
to
my,
fans?
More my on the website I do, and that's all
okay.
done
you
personally.
follow,
yeah, and the film website, I think, you know, I don't go crazy on MySpace, or you know, I'm usually out. There's a certain amount of time we shouldn't all spend on the computer.
Your position about the download of music, the illegal download of music peer-to-peer and all these technologies, what do you think about this? Is ruined the music, or?
I don't don't know if it has. I think it's a two-sided thing. I think, you know, from my point of view, I love people hearing what I've done. I prefer people to hear it at the quality that I made it, because it just sounds completely different. You know, and sometimes when you hear downloads and you're like, oh my god, this just sounds like rubbish, you know. And so there's that aspect of it. I think in some ways it's an exciting time, because I think that the music and fans and the artists have more say in the industry, much more than before, which I think is actually a cool thing. And then I think on the flip side of that, the record companies are far more worried and far more likely to be very immediate about something. And maybe an artist like me in this climate wouldn't have had all the chances I've had to grow as an artist and to be looked after. I've been so well looked after by my record company from day one, and they've just allowed me to grow in my way. And I just think in this climate, I wonder whether that would be the same, because they're worried, things need to be more instant and more immediate. And I think immediate music doesn't necessarily mean, a lot of immediate music is just not that great, you know, and you want things to take a little bit of time to grow on you and to enjoy it. And you know, there's so many albums that maybe I listen to a couple of times, and then maybe just later I'm like, oh, you know what, I just really love this now, you know, because I get more of a chance to listen to someone.
Okay. And so I imagine that you will start another world tour now, and are you planning also to come in Italy?
Oh, I'll definitely, when I'm on tour, I will definitely be in Italy. I tend to pick places to tour that I like the food and the place, and which is why last time I was on tour, I think I spent most of it in Italy, actually.
Okay. But do you love Italy? Do you like?
Absolutely love Italy. I mean, it's my favourite place to come.
Really?
Yeah, I just absolutely love it.
And now in music, is there some artist that you appreciate in a particular way?
Yeah, loads actually. I love Citizen Cope is one of them, who I got to sing with on my record, and I'm a huge fan of his voice. And Sia, I love her voice. And I mean, there's so many people I love, and you know, there's just so many great voices out there, and people just sort of, you know, more and more so. Just I love hearing, you know, people just doing their own thing and in a sort of lo-fi way, and it's just pretty simple.
And do you also know some artists from Italy that you like?
I don't really know many Italian artists. I mean, I probably do, and I don't know that they're Italian. Someone asked me this before, and I was completely stuck, you know.
Okay, a more general question. So, about the image of the artist now, because in the music business now, image is so important, and sometimes it is also more important than the music. What do you think about this?
I don't know if that's true. I think people still just listen to things and don't worry too much about what stuff looks like. I mean, I think, you know, for me, I just am what I am, and I make music, and I wouldn't even know how to begin to change the way I am in some way, you know. And I'm not so sure that people listen to music like that. Maybe a few people are more interested in you know, something exciting in the image or the way someone looks, but I think most people are pretty cool and just hear a song and think, oh, I like that, it's cool.